So the owner of this Mazda, it is not a 6, I know it's confusing, but it's a 3 saloon. So he came to us with a low oil pressure problem, even though he had already replaced the strainer once a month ago, around 2000 miles ago, and then the problem came back. So now let's shine a light to the problem, or the origin of the problem, or the root of the problem, what it caused in the first place. So as you can see, we have removed the valve cover already, and the problem lies just down there. So what you can see straight away from the car, from the cylinder head, it looks nice from this point to the right. It looks like oil changes has been done on time recently, very frequently. It is good. Only problem was that the first injector washer was blowing out, and you can see that solid carbon particles deposits. It got all around inside the cylinder head. Then that gets washed down and blocks the strainer. I will raise the car in a minute and show you how the strainer looks like after a month or after 2000 miles of it being replaced. Let's have a look at the carbon cleaning side of the things. So carbon cleaning was done on the car, we can see that, and he also could see that from like few parts and bolts are missing. One bracket from here was missing, and then this vacuum light wasn't all the way on, and surprisingly it didn't throw fault code for the owner of the turbo, because that line which goes below the EGR cooler, which is this, goes to the turbo solenoids, and if that is detached, you won't have vacuum on the turbo solenoids and the actuator, so it won't actuate, or the turbos won't work for you. And also like few other parts were missing, not proper bolts were used. The drive belt is, I already cut that off because it will need a replacement. Also the vacuum pump, he's got fault codes for the vacuum pump. A reason being for that is the camshaft is worn. Here you can see that it has a lip. Dan is putting the pliers in there, so it stays in there, so it has a lip that will be replaced. And now let me lift the car and show you from underneath how the strainer looks like after a month, as I said, of the replacement. So now let's have a look at it from underneath. The oil pan is off, and let's have a look at the strainer. As you can see, it is very blocked. Only after a month ago or after 2000 miles what the owner currently done on the car. This one, the oil pump looks very clean. I don't know if they cleaned it. If they did a really good job, or it is because of the oil changes. I don't know that, but it looks pretty clean to me. And also what I wanted to say, when you guys do the carbon cleaning, you don't have to use silicone sealant nowhere. There are gaskets for a reason. Don't use silicone sealant, because it just makes our or anyone else's job a lot more difficult after someone's using a silicone. So what's gonna happen here and how we're going to fix the issue? Dan is going to set the first piston to TDC top dead center. He's going to remove the camshafts, get that cylinder head cleaned underneath it, and then we are going to do the same with the oil pump. So remove the oil pump, replace the strainer on it and put it back, everything together. Then replace the vacuum pump alongside getting the carbon cleaning done, and that will be pretty much it. The car can go back together. And oh yeah, also the exhaust pressure sensor, which Dan is already doing, so removing it, that's going to be replaced. The car is going to be tested underneath after the repairs, but as per usual, it's supposed to fix the issue with the oil pressure. So guys, what is really important, what we want to tell you, if you're getting the oil pressure warning or oil pressure related problems, it's never, or very rarely, it is the switch. I never seen that, to be honest. So it's never the switch most of the times. It's never the oil control solenoid most of the time. It is always the strainer, but the replacement of the strainer only alone is not enough. As you could just see from this case of the owner, it gets, or it starts from the top. So if someone says, any gadget says replace these parts, don't trust them. Get the oil strainer replaced and make sure the valve cover is removed and check underneath it, and if it's clean or dirty, which very likely will be, get that one cleaned. If you are there, check the camshaft, get that replaced, because that can cause a whole lot more issues, such as head gasket problems, performance issues, DPF issues. So make sure you get those problems rectified or fixed, and then you are good to go. So now I'll leave Dan to it. He's going to remove the camshafts, oil shower camshafts, and then he's going to do the bottom part. What we want to make sure, now he's testing the pipe. As you can see, it is cut, the gases or the air is getting through that pipe. But anyways, we're going to heat that up just to make sure it's like free, it is free flowing of air. And then we're going to fit a new exhaust pressure sensor in where I was. So what we want to get done today is to reseal or fit back the oil strainer to the pump, fit it back, the pump, the unit itself, fit back the timing, the oil pump timing chain and the sprocket, and then fit the oil pan to seal it so it can cure, dry. And tomorrow we want to start this car up. And he's using the wrong brand. I don't know why. He's supposed to be using the Milwaukee, the red stuff.
Okay, so I removed the exhaust camshaft, obviously the oil shower, the intake camshaft, all the tappets and rocker arms, and you can see the big oil slide. I don't know how it's called. It's like a solid particles. So they washed all the way down, and you can see there is a big hole in the cylinder head, and that's where they can go down in the sump, and that's how they block the oil strainer. So this is the exhaust camshaft. As you can see, the side is even broken, chipped off. You can see the color. So the engine had quite frequent oil changes. I removed all the tappets, and we're gonna change these adjustable, the variable timing rocker arms, and we're gonna change 4 of them. It comes with a kit. And we're also gonna change these ones because, as you can see, the end is worn out. All 4. I'm just gonna use a hoover and a wire brush, and I will show you how it looks like after I'm done. So I already cleaned the top. I removed the oil pump, and I just took off the strainer. So this is the new stuff what I'm gonna replace. New strainer, new gasket, and 2 oil ring. It looks pretty clean. I don't really have to clean it. Well, I'm gonna remove the seal all around and refit the sump.
So Dan is doing his magic. He fitted the oil pump, the strainer, this oil feed line, but he has to go, so I'm gonna finish it off for him and going to fit and seal the oil sump and then fit it, and that will be it for today. The rest will be done tomorrow.
The rest is history.
And this is how the cylinder head looks like after the cleaning, after Dan had cleaned it. Huge difference. Now I'm going to fit back both of the camshafts and tighten them down, and then fit the sprocket so I can tighten the bottom sprocket for the oil pump chain, and then I can seal the oil pump and fit it back and let it dry or cure for tomorrow.
So this is the end results before I refit the valve cover. New camshaft fitted. The oil, how it's called, the oil shower is fitted back. Everything nice and clean. I still need to clean the ports, the injector holes. The pipe is clean. The valve cover is cleaned. It's got a new rubber seal on. So next thing, I'm gonna fit the valve cover. I'm gonna put a sealant here, there, and basically in all four corners. So the valve cover is back on, injectors back on, high pressure fuel line, the fuel rail, all the lines. It's got a new vacuum pump. So the next thing is gonna be cleaning the intake ports. So the carbon cleaning is done. All the intake ports are clean. That's how the valves looks like. This is the end result. Now I have to assemble back the whole engine, start it up. I still need to fit a new sensor there. All the parts already clean, so it shouldn't take long.
So the carbon cleaning is done on the Mazda 3, which is a disguised 6. Let's have a look at it. And let's have a look at the port. As you can see, the valves are clean as well. Now we need to put back the parts of it, which are here down, cleaned as well. Intake shutter valve, EGR cooler, you can see through it, intake manifold, EGR cooler bypass, EGR. So the only thing left is to get that one assembled back together. The other one is still bleeding in the background. The owner is coming shortly to pick it up. So once we do this one, put back together, fill it up with oil, take it for a test drive, check the values, flush it, do another oil change, and then we can call it a day. And next day or tomorrow, that one is waiting for us to get the timing chain done and do the carbon cleaning and fit the oil pan, replace the camshaft and other bits, but that will be in a separate video. So that Mazda 3 saloon is assembled together. We started it up, it's running now. I've just tested the oil pressure. It is fine. It is fine between 70 and 80 degrees, and it is fine also about 85 degrees. It is within the specs. Now we are running the flush, and also we are bleeding the coolant system, and then we are going to do the last oil change, and it can be collected tomorrow. And also we're going to test our new tool, that oil drain tower. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Hope it was somewhat interesting. You learned something new again. Yeah, see you soon in the very next video. Take care and bye bye.